video contains scenes of violence. Some scenes are science fiction, while others are against actual law enforcement. Viewer discretion is advised. Men and women just doing their jobs, trying to keep us safe from predators of the land. The criminal that lies, steals, cheats, and robs should always be apprehended by the law's mighty hand. Many called to protect have paid an immeasurable price. They've given their lives the ultimate sacrifice.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome once again to my channel, Stop Effing Killing. I'm your host, the MOD, also known as the Method of Delivery. If you find anything that resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So, today's topic is violence against law enforcement. Again, the topic is violence against law enforcement. This will be a two-part series talking about violence against law enforcement. First, we're going to start off with some important dates in law enforcement history. Next, we will talk about briefly some of the sad data that accompanies that service in law enforcement. And finally, we will talk about things that officers can do to protect themselves and that may help them in some of these violent encounters with criminals. So, to start off, where does the word police come from? Well, actually, police, which law enforcement is affectionately known as at times, comes from the Greek word polis, which means city. Now, in April of 1635, the city of Boston, Massachusetts, establishes a night watch. Now, this night watch consisted of voluntary officers who didn't get paid. In April 28th of 1786, we had our first law enforcement fatality. Now, although this wasn't a violent attack, it was still a fatality that an officer suffered on duty, and that would be Sheriff Benjamin Branch of Chesterfield County, Virginia. He fell from his horse. Now, obviously, the cars of today would be the horses of that era, so him falling off his horse would be considered a car accident today. Then, according to Time.com, in 1838, Boston once again establishes the very first publicly funded organized police force. Sadly, in February 26 of 1870, we had our first African-American fatality. Constable Wyatt Outlaw was fatally wounded and injured by the Ku Klux Klan. Then in September of 20th of 1974, we had our first African-American female casualty in the line of duty. And that was Officer Gail Cobb, who unfortunately lost her life by gunfire trying to apprehend a robbery suspect. And then we come to 2021. 2021 was the deadliest year in law enforcement history. It was due to COVID-19. Law enforcement lost 660 officers due to COVID-19. So, where exactly do law enforcement officers come from? Well, let's kind of take a brief look at, our police force as they stand today. Let's take a look.
This guy is really good.
He's not a guy, he's a machine.
What are they gonna do, replace us?
Drop the gun. You are under arrest.
All jokes aside, officers come from the general population. They come from the same group of people that any other profession would come from, whether it's doctors, teachers, lawyers, firefighters, electricians, engineers. They come from the exact same population. With that said, officers are human. They're human beings. They're vulnerable. They're not RoboCop. They're not bulletproof. They're not superhumanly strong. They're physically, mentally, spiritually, and at times emotionally vulnerable. According to Police One, the FBI stated in 2023 that there were 79,000 attacks against law enforcement. Of those attacks, 466 of those attacks were with firearms, and there were 60 officers who were unalived in 2023. Now, this is considered the highest level in a 10-year period, according to the FBI. When we look at, speaking of the FBI, when we look at the FBI, they have a reporting system called the Uniform Crime Report System. This system is a highly detailed system that has all of these statistics and all of these details about these different law enforcement encounters that the FBI gathers from federal, state, and local agencies all across the country. And if we just take a look at a random year, in 2019, there were 48 officers who paid the ultimate price. 44 of those were from firearms. The average time on of those officers who lost their lives was 13 years, which means that they weren't rookies. And of the offenders who committed these acts, 36 of them were repeat offenders. So what does that tell you? That tells you that there are too many guns in this country in the wrong hands and in the wrong, just the hands of people who intend to do evil with them. And we have a broken criminal justice system, completely broken, just a revolving door. This concludes part one of violence against law enforcement. In part two, we'll be talking about things that officers can do to protect themselves. Thank you and have a safe day. And just remember, there is no you, there is no me, there is only we, and we must together stop the effing killing and violence against law enforcement. Thank you.